What's up, guys? This is the second round of the No Holds Bar tournament, and this is the first battle being played in that. This is going to be fought in Bukhara, and this is a match fought between BX Baracus and Psycho. So Psycho has taken Carthage, and BX Baracus has taken Rome. So it's going to be a Punic battle in Bukhara. Pretty interesting. Let's take a look at the armies, and let's go in slow motion. So BX Baracus has taken 3 Avocadis and 3 he has taken 3 Avocadis and 3 Principes. As you can see, he's moving, all of his army is currently in the forest, and he's moving them, to the edge of this forest, so that he can use his archers to start showering fire from, and his opponent doesn't have much wooded area to protect himself. So it looks like he's going to position his archers as his third line. Up in front, most likely some sort of Hastati. Yeah, it looks like he's got 1 Hastati as a frontline unit. And then he's going to mix a total of 6 Roman mid-tier infantry units, 3 Avocadis and 3 Principes as the second line. And then finally, he's brought a total of 4 Saki Equites. I can't see where they are. Let's move back. Okay, so yeah, it looks like 4 Saki Equites, whom he's kept all the way at the back. It doesn't look like he's microing them. 1 mercenary Numidian cavalry, and a couple of gladiator spearmen, and Legatus general, of course. So it's 3 auxiliary Syrian archers, just to be sure. Yeah. Meanwhile, Psycho has brought a much more archer-heavy army. We can't really see much of it, but from what I saw in the previews, it looked like he brought a bunch of Cretan archers. So it looks like 3 Cretan archers. Yeah, I think, 3 Cretan archers. He's brought a mix of noble fighters, which is what I found really interesting. Some noble fighters and some Libyan infantry. Yeah, it looks like he's interspersed noble fighters with Libyan infantry. So it's going to be a very even matchup, it looks like, in the infantry front, because Libyan infantry may be able to beat Principes, even though they're more expensive. I'm still unsure if they can beat Principes. Noble fighters should be able to hand it to Avocadis, but you never know, man. Avocadis are just so strong that you can never take them for granted. On top of that, he's brought 2 mercenary Gallic warriors, as we could see a glimpse of them. And then he's brought, only for his cavalry, he's brought only 4 Carthaginian cavalry, and a couple of late Libyan hoplites, and 1 general bodyguard unit. Doesn't look like he's brought any elephants, at least at this point. Maybe he's got a nasty surprise waiting. Oh, there's a 5th Equites unit, which Baracus has brought, I think he kept them somewhere, I'll point it to you guys, somewhere here. So they were hidden just to see if he could try and pounce on some unsuspecting archers or whatever. But doesn't look like that's the case. So Psycho is moving back. He's forcing BX Baracus to give out his location. Doesn't look like BX Baracus is taking the bait, though. Moving ahead with his Carthaginian cav, as in Psycho is moving ahead with his Carthaginian cav. He spotted BX Baracus's auxiliary Numidian cav. And at this point, if they engage them in the forest, then that's good for the Carthaginian cav, because then these are some heavily wooded areas. So it's not like the Numidian cav would do much harm to them. Meanwhile, it looks like it's a standstill in for the rest of his army. I think, this is a smart move by Psycho. He's moving up with the rest of his troops into the forest, because he knows that obviously BX Baracus' army is in the forest, so he's going to try and take a part of that woods for himself. Let's see how Baracus responds. He's baiting one of Psycho's Carthaginian cav into the forest with one of his Saki Equites. Of course, he's got another one whom he was ready to pounce, or ready to charge upon. But it doesn't look like Psycho's taking that bait. He's moving away. And this is a smart move from Psycho. Even though he doesn't have a hill advantage now, the fact that he's got a lot of skirmishers, the fact that BX Baracus has got a lot of skirmishers, means that having wooded protection would probably be more important for him. So now they're facing up in a different part of the map. Both of them are in the forest. BX Baracus is slightly better covered, and Avocadis have better armor than noble fighters and stuff like that. But Psycho is taking some shots on those Saki Equites, and meanwhile, Psycho's Carthaginian cav is chasing after these Saki Equites. I think Carthaginian, it'll be a very even matchup in any case, but these gladiator spearmen should lay waste to those Carthaginian cav. It looks like they're going to get a pretty decent uninterrupted flank charge. Yeah, these Carthaginian cav are running away at the last second. Pretty smart move but he's still got one more Carthaginian cav which is just still engaged. He's moving ahead with some more of his Libyan infantry. Meanwhile, he's moving ahead with his infantry corps. It looks like one of his, what are these? Libyan infantry have engaged one of his Principes. BX Brackus has moved his army to, his defensive line is completely turned its side to Psycho's army. So these are these noble fighters? Yeah, mercenary noble fighters should be able to destroy these Avocadis very easily. At least in theory, I would say, judging by their cost and stuff like that. You can see 15 kills already, 16, 18. It's rising up because of that really high charge bonus that these guys have. Meanwhile, Cretan archers are firing into the backs of some Principes, so those guys should die very quickly, although Syrian archers are doing the same thing for that Libyan infantry. What's going to really help Psycho is that he's got this Carthaginian cav, and he's basically mopped up that one flank. But let's see how this flank is doing. He's got Libyan infantry helping out, so it doesn't look like these Saki equities are going to win unless BX Brackus does what he's doing and pulls out. Although he will take a lot of casualties on during that. Yeah, you can see some of his men are dropping. Otherwise, it really doesn't look like it's going to go in BX Brackus' favor at this point. He's going to get a nice charge off with his Psycho's going to get a nice charge off with his Carthaginian cav onto the backs of those Avocadis. Libyan infantry were obviously not a match for Avocadis in general, but they did get rear charge, which made them incredibly vulnerable. Here you can see 46 kills on these mercenary noble fighters. These units are definitely value for money, especially since they've got Headhunt. Actually, he's not popped that. He's popped Battle Rhythm. A strange general choice from Psycho. Although this is a really good move, these mercenary Celtic Gallic warriors are being used to their full potential, rear charging these Hastadi, and they should die really, really quickly. Meanwhile, his Libyan infantry will last a long time versus Principes, and yeah, that's because they have a lot of armor and good melee defense and stuff like that. And pretty decent health. 60 health is quite good, especially for a mid-tier unit. His mercenary Gallic warriors have done okay, but they are starting to rout on this side. Because I think they got charged by some of his, by maybe either his Equites or like his Saki Equites or something like that. But it definitely looks like the infantry fight is going in his favor. These Cretan archers unfortunately haven't done really too well. Probably what he should have done was put them up over here now that the cavalry has been destroyed. That way he can get some uninterrupted shots. He doesn't need to worry about those woods as much. In any case, these Principes are going to die pretty soon. Mercenary Gallic warriors, as usual, are doing really well. He's popped Headhunt on one of his mercenary noble fighters, and they're just going to rack up the kill counts now. Let's see how many other infantry. He's got a lot of good infantry left, and BX Brackus is losing the infantry fight at this point. It doesn't really look like Brackus is going to be able to win this at this point. It looks it looks pretty even, but I think the Psycho's got a slight upper hand at this point. This Carthaginian cav will kill off these Saki Equites because there's a Libyan infantry helping out. But this is a ballsy move by Psycho, and it looks like he is going to pay for that. He's charging his general and bodyguard in through the gap. It looks like he's just managed to get away. No, he hasn't really managed to get away from those Saki Equites, but he has managed to get a pretty decent rear charge onto those Principes. But they do have very, very good base morale. Holy shit, 70 base morale on Principes? A 660 cost unit? Holy fuck, I did not realize that. So they are not going to waver, or, they're not going to break from a rear charge. But he does have a mercenary noble fighter here. That's, holy shit, they are dying really quickly. And that's because of those concentrated Syrian archer fire. These guys don't really have great armor. 75 armor isn't great. And there you can see that he's routed. Also, Psycho's general and bodyguard unit has routed. This is a massive, massive blow for Psycho. Even though he had the upper hand so far in the battle, it doesn't look like it's the tides changed basically. This Carthaginian cav has managed to catch a hold of those auxiliary Syrian archers, but as we all know, Syrian archers with their heavy armor and their pretty decent mass are going to be a pain in the ass to kill off even with cavalry. Now it definitely looks like the tide of the battle is changed completely. Psycho's Libyan infantry are going to die to Avocadis, obviously. Mercenary noble fighters, they would have done really well in one-to-one combat, but they are getting flank shots from these Syrian archers who have done really well. Despite their low kill count, they have done really well. Look at that, just 49 kills, but already in a single experience chevron. That just means that they've been killing high-value units, and that's exactly what BX Brackus did really well in this game. He focused his archers, and lately with patch 15, the person who wins more often than not, it's not someone who wins the cav flank. It's someone who uses his skirmishers better. I think that's a more salient feature of this new patch. Before, it used to be whoever won the cav flank would win the battle, but at this point, as long as you keep your archers safe and use them to their full potential, like BX Baracus did over here, you will win the game. So just to elucidate, why did BX Baracus win that, even though it was really close? The reason he won that was, one, because he got some great flank shots with his Syrian archers, and two, because he used his Syrian archers very wisely. He used them on the most important units, that are those mercenary noble fighters that Psycho had brought. So we can see 88 kills and 104 kills on both of them. These are 1300 cost units. They should be able to get at least 150, something like that, even though they were engaged with the Avocadi cohorts. Take a look at this one Avocadi cohort, 226 kills on it. Jesus fuck. And even these Principes, they are really good units to bring. 123 kills on one, 98 on another. But his Saki Equites didn't really do too well. That's understandable. As you know, these guys don't really have Draco or anything. They never had Draco, but they don't have Draco now. I think actually his auxiliary Syrian archers really won him the game. Despite their low kill count, they just killed off those two mercenary noble fighters, who would have been such a pain in the ass, and they would have been able to kill off these Avocadis if they were left unchecked. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned for more. Peace!